What's going on, guys? Brother Russia here, back with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And today we're going to be taking a look at the 55% showcase for LR Gamma 1 and 2. So part 2 is in full swing. Obviously we have the brand new LRs already in the game. Mine are, 55%, no equips, full length level 1. So this is like the best way to kind of show these units off, basically fresh off the box, awakened, and ready to go into an event. So let's go ahead and hop into an event real quick, and let's test these bad boys out. All right, so we are in the event here. So of course we're going to be bringing them into the Supreme Magnificent Battle versus God Goku. This happens to be like one of my favorite showcase places, just because of the Goku that you actually get to fight against. When he turns into God, he is basically untouchable unless he's getting hit by a tech unit. So this is where I think is like the best place to bring these units so we can actually test them out. Now let's kind of talk about the unit real quick before we hop into it. So they are a superheroes category key 3 200%. They are a Carnival LR, obviously, so they have a nice 200% flat bonus to one team. They have they've got the 12 key super. It raises attack and defense for one turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy, and then on their 18 key, they greatly raise attack and defense for one turn and cause mega colossal damage to the enemy. Now, hopping over to their passive, they get 3 key and 125% attack and defense. They get a additional 3 key and 125% attack and defense when HP is 30% or more. So typically that's where you are. So you get a nice like 250% attack and defense with 6 key. They give superheroes, joint forces, and defenders of justice category allies 3 key and 50% attack and defense. So it's not stacked if they're on all these teams. It's just if you're on one of those teams, you will get the 50% attack and defense and 3 key. So they are actually a very good support unit. They get a chance of performing a crit plus 30%, and they launch an additional super, up to 2 additional supers within a turn per int key sphere obtained. So the main thing we always want to get with them is int key spheres. Now, they also have a chance to perform a crit plus 12% and launch an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super, up to 2 additional attacks within a turn per AGL or STR key sphere obtained. And then they get an additional 50% attack and defense, and they reduce damage received by 30% starting from the turn in which the character performs a 3rd attack in battle. So we're going to give them these int orbs right here. So this is a 60% chance to crit, and we should be able to launch up to 2 additional supers because we got the 2 key spheres here. Gogeta will just give you this, and then these guys back here, we'll give them the STR orbs because we don't have AGL and we can't get any int. So we're going to get 36% crit chance with up to 2 additional supers, or up to 2 additional attacks. Yeah, so there's the crit that we got. So into a 4.1 million. Now, mind you, this is only 55% link level 1. And then there's the 3rd. So now we get a 50% attack and defense and a 30% damage reduction for the rest of the battle. Now, I do want to also say the Gammas do have a standby phase, which they stand by for 4 turns, during which charge counts increase by 1 per attack performed by allies. So you definitely want to be on a team with a lot of units that additional. And then it can be activated when HP is 70% or less, or after the character performs 3 or more attacks in battle, which obviously we have already done that. So we'll be able to pop our standby next turn. And actually, this is good This is good damage that we're doing, so we can kind of get through this first phase real quick. And then we can get into the... Okay, so these guys can also go into their standby. Now, they don't have an entrance animation or anything, but when we pop their standby, we'll definitely make sure we get the nice visual for that. Let's do this. Should be able to dodge all that for me, right? You should be okay. Hopefully. I gave him like full dodge. Ooh, that is not how you dodge. Please don't tell me that Gamma 2 here is going to actually throw the fight for me already. Like, this is something I would have like expected to have like Krillin and 18. It should have been STR Gamma 1. Oh, we got the, ooh, at least we got the dodge off. That's good. All right, hopefully we can get the dodge off with these guys as well. Just so we can get into the next turn. Oh, we debuffed him. So, oh no, actually. That is not good. That's a lot of damage that we took. And honestly, I think we might die here. Oh my god. 5,200 health. Thankfully, we have a Sensu Bean, so we're just going to heal right up. But, alright, let's get this standby skill going real quick. So, let me go ahead and pop this. All right, so now that we are in our standby phase, once we enter the standby, we still have the same, basically we still have like the same stats and everything here. The only thing is on the 18 key, we now raise superclass allies defense by 50% for one turn. So now the way that we're sitting, passive wise, we're sitting at 6 key, 250% attack and defense, and 50% damage reduction. Plus an additional 50% attack and defense when we attack. Still give this the 3 key and 50% attack and defense to superheroes, joint forces, or defenders of justice. We get a chance to perform a crit plus 30% and launch an additional super, up to 2 additional supers within a turn per int key sphere. And then we have a chance to perform a crit plus 12% and launch an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super up to 2 times per AGL or STR key sphere obtained. So we can actually get int orbs here. So we're going to have 100% crit here, and we can get 2 additional supers. So we are sitting at what, 6 links? We're at 475k defense. So I'd say we are sitting pretty solid right now. This should do like nothing to us. So 12.2 million. 12.2 is a very good attack stat. Into an 8 million. Now, mind you, this is again just 55%. So this is the third. Okay. Perfect. And then if we had additional, we'd be able to get a hidden potential additional right there afterwards. Yeah, I'd say the best way to build these gammas is going to be additional and dodge. They don't need crit, especially if you're going to be getting them like int orbs, STR, or AGL orbs. They don't need crit on here, so definitely go like full additional and dodge. That'd be my recommendation. Okay, so now we have the first, so we have the friend one. The friend one is actually going to be on rotation here with Gamma 2. So they're sitting at 603k defense. We'll give them the one orb, so we have a 30% chance to we have a 30% chance to crit, and we can launch up to one additional super here. So I mean, we are sitting at 600k defense. All right, so how are we gonna fare here? 393, that's not terrible. Into a 14.2. Now, the thing is the friend unit is actually a 79% unit. So, whereas mine is 55%, the friend is 79%, and I think they've got like some of their links leveled up as well. Now, the only thing is obviously we can't have a double standby phase, so we can't have both units in a standby. So that's why we weren't able to do anything with that. But the next turn, so on the actual next turn when we use the like the finish skill, it raises our attack by 100% per charge count. So it's 100% per, and we're just gonna be sitting at what, like I think at least 10 maybe. We cause super ultimate damage, and we stun the enemy for one turn, and then we exchange with Gamma 1. And it can be activated when the charge count is 1 or more. So, like I said, we want units that are gonna super a lot to kind of build up that charge count, especially because you're getting 100% attack per charge count. So we'll actually be able to see next turn exactly how many we're sitting at. Okay, so we're at 14. So here's what I'm actually going to do. I'm actually going to pop this active skill. So this is actually going to give us a 22%, an extra 22% attack buff. So we're sitting at what, 330k defense. So we're gonna go ahead and pop the finish skill here. So, and as you can see, we have 14 charge counts. That should be a 1400% attack. 1400% attack, because it's per charge count. So let's go ahead and pop this real quick and let's see how much damage we're actually going to do. All right, so I mean, we did a 3 million attack stat. It's actually not bad. Like all things considering, especially like this Goku being, I think he's got like 80% damage reduction against anybody that's not tech type. So, I mean, if we would have dropped it on literally anybody else, that probably would have been like the finisher. But so we still have the attack buff up, and now that we've transformed to just Gamma 1, it does change up a little bit again. So now with just Gamma 1 out, on the 18 key super, we raise super class allies defense by 50% for 2 turns. We now, passive wise, we have 3 key 150% attack and defense, and we get damage reduction by 15%. Plus we get an additional 3 key and 150% attack and defense, and an additional damage reduction of 15% when HP is 30% or more. So we have that now. So we're sitting at 30% damage reduction, 300% attack and defense, and 6 key. Plus an additional 50% attack and defense when we attack. We still give the support buffs to Superhero, Joint Forces, and Defenders of Justice. Guaranteed launch an additional super attack. We change AGL key spheres to int now since Gamma 2 is no longer here. And then we get a chance to perform a crit plus 20% up to 100%, plus an additional damage reduction of 10% up to 50% per int or STR key sphere obtained. So we were originally sitting at 60% damage reduction. We're going to get the 4Q right here. That's going to give us 80% crit and 40% more damage reduction. So we're going to sit at 100% damage reduction. So right there, boom, 100% damage reduction. We can probably launch a really nice attack stat here. Yeah, so any attacks aimed at him, he's not going to take any damage. So 15.5 million. That's not bad. 15.5 million out of a 55% unit is not bad. So there's the additional that's guaranteed. And then if we had a hidden potential on him, then we would have obviously probably had additional. We would have done probably another super. Yeah, see, we're not taking any damage now. But yeah, I mean, the Gamma is obviously very powerful units. I wish I would have brought more tech type units, just so we can kind of clear this phase a little bit faster too. Because I really do want to drop like the spirit bomb, or that's spirit bomb, the like core breaker on a unit and actually do massive amounts of damage. But unfortunately, this Goku just mitigates all of that. And we should be able to, yeah. So we'll go ahead and we'll just actually skip this. So we'll go ahead and just pop your standby, put you in standby now. We'll get Gogeta Blue out. So let's just go ahead and do as much damage as we can. And at the same time, yeah, we'll just do this. At the same time, we can build up that charge count. Hopefully we can get rid of God Goku quick enough. And when the next rotation comes back, we can get the core breaker to drop on the final phase of like the Super Saiyan Goku phase and just drop it on his head. I mean, we're doing good damage. It actually is like really good damage, like all things considering. Now, obviously, the Gamma 1 and 2, you do want to run them either with the other LR Gamma 1 and 2, like after you go into standby, just because you're obviously going to get, they're going to share all 7 out of 7 links together. But if you don't have like, if you can't get them on rotation together to get the full 7 out of 7 links active, running them with either STR Gamma 1 or AGL Gamma 2, you do share 6 out of 7 links still. The only thing you won't have is just legendary power, which honestly is not that big of a deal, like all things considered. Thing is I don't think we're going to be able to get through. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get through the phase fast enough, unfortunately, before the core breaker gets dropped. We'll just do this. Yeah, so we're going to take like literally like no damage into a 12.7 million attack stat. I mean, yeah, these Gammas are actually ridiculous. And again, they're a 50% attack and defense superhero support. You know what kind of units are on superheroes? EZA, AGL, UI Goku, EZA, Int Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, the physical Kaioken Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. I mean, Beast Gohan. I mean, need I say more? And these guys give 50% attack and defense support unconditionally to all of these units. I guess we can just drop the core breaker. We're kind of gonna have the same thing where we'll probably do a good enough damage, right? Yeah, so the damage is right around what the first one did. The only problem here is now we're at the point where we couldn't get through the phase fast enough, and the next time that they would come around, their standby would be over. So this should do like nothing to us. Yeah, see, once you're actually transformed into like the final phase, yeah, there's nothing that's really stopping them, especially if you give them int orbs. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you guys ended up summoning for Gamma 1 and 2, or did you guys just end up blowing everything that you had on Beast Gohan? And if you did get the Gammas, let me know what your thoughts are on them and if you guys enjoy using them or not. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. If you guys are new here, subscribe as well, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.